Breaking news. President Biden appears to have gotten lost once more, and who knows if he will ever find his way off the stage.
Has been lost before and had his dear wife to help him with chocolate pudding and a fresh baby wipe and a helping hand off the stage, but not this time.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's actually nice to get up in the morning and it not already be 80 degrees.
Right.
It's actually 72 degrees at the moment.
Yep.
And there's already a UV warning, so
Yeah.
which I was already outside this morning pulling some weeds because I'm so far behind. I've got
a lot of
harvest garlic. I'm hoping it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it got hit pretty bad by frost and everything. Where the tips of the leaves got pretty hurt. So I'm hoping they turned out good.
I'll take it where Jennifer's at. She says 62 and going up to 71. I'm already at 77 degrees. I'm at 77 and the humidity is at major moistness of 75.
Yeah, you got our weather.
Yep.
It moved to your end.
Yeah, we had it throughout the weekend too.
And I still have no rain.
Nothing. Wow.
It's been, I think, over a week.
Wow.
Morning, WTH. How you doing, Vicky?
Oh.
Good to see you, Jennifer. Yeah, it said it's it. Yep, there's two of them.
Dude. See, it just got gray again.
Huh?
It just got gray outside again. We're not due for rain until next week. It's just this mugginess.
Yeah, that's the thing. We shouldn't be, having this crappy weather, or I mean this hot of weather. Well, the temperature, but our humidity is 100%.
Yeah.
Last week it was 100%. And you could tell.
There was thunder in the background.
Being out there in the heat and everything, and you could just feel it. It was
smell of it.
It was right there.
Yep, it's right in your face. It just rumbled out, but there's no rain. I don't know. We get this weird weather going on today.
Hey Ed, how you doing?
Hey, Whistle Stop Homestead. I can't whistle, so woo.
Okay, well we got some doozy of some news today, so I guess let me go ahead and add this. I guess that's about the best it's going to get. Okay, so and this would have happened last night in Russia. They had an attack, missile attack from Ukraine. More than 150 people were injured, and 4 of them are no longer with us. And I think we'll go ahead and play this part to actually come. And this is Russian news, so I don't Can't remember if it's English or not, so we'll see.
Territory. It's no doubt a crime that's not going to go unanswered by Moscow.
Okay. Oh, okay, here we go.
Kiev regime has conducted a deliberate terrorist strike on Sevastopol using 5 American tactical ballistic attack MS missiles loaded with cluster munition.
Now, I'll go ahead and stop this for a second here. These cluster munitions that they're speaking of are ones that detonate in the air and then rain down on targets.
Yep.
And they've been banned in multiple countries, including Russia doesn't even use these. So that says a lot right there, because Russia doesn't care. They just, but
4 of them were intercepted, while the warhead of the 5th exploded in the air, leading to mass casualties among civilians. All flight coordinates for tactical ballistic attack MS missiles are entered by American specialists based on U.S. satellite reconnaissance.
Well, as we heard from the Russian Ministry of Defense there, these were U.S.-made ATACMS long-range missiles armed with cluster munitions aimed at a highly populated civilian area using American intelligence and targeted by American specialists. One of these missiles was able to get close enough to cause serious damage, killing 4 people, including 2 children, and injuring over 150 other people. As you could imagine, this was a day like any other, right? People went from enjoying a day on the weekend at the beach to living through a horrific nightmare in just a split second. We were able to get some reactions from people who lived through this tragic moment.
I was relaxing at a resort when I heard an explosion, then a second explosion, and a third. Something flew into the building from the sky. I went out onto the balcony to see what was going on. Everything was covered in smoke. People were screaming. I saw something fall into the building. It was about the size of a bird. People were shouting, "You're on fire, you're on fire," from all the neighboring buildings, from the residential complex. People ran with everything they could to put out the flames.
We were at a hotel. We heard a siren and immediately began to gather. We ran for cover, into a room. We had to run a long way, we heard a rumble, and then ran under a beam for protection. I shouted to everyone to stand under the balcony, and just then the shards began to fall. Thank God, no one was hit, the children were all safe. Then I dropped them off at the hotel. We heard screaming. One boy was left alone in a room. I ran to him to calm him down. Then his parents came and said there were a lot of injured people on the beach. I'm a medic myself, I work in an ambulance. I ran there to the beach to see whether they needed medical help.
People went to the beach. They helped the victims as they could. They took them to the clinic. People were dying. They simply could not survive those injuries. There was such a commotion. People were running, screaming. If it weren't for the efforts of ordinary people, there would have been a lot more victims.
Russia's Ministry of Defense has, of course, placed the blame on Washington because this terrorist attack wouldn't have been possible without help from the U.S. military. And Russian media has also reached out to the Pentagon for comment, but they've since said that the officials there have refused to say anything.
Right. So the U.S. was involved in this strike directly, was it? I mean, is that what the defense minister said?
Yeah.
And there's no reaction from the United States at all?
Well, there's been reactions from individual people, of course. Many people in the West have seen the outrageousness of what happened, really. I mean, many are asking, could people imagine if Russia launched a missile at Miami Beach? I mean, could you imagine how Washington would react to that? Let's take a listen to some of the reactions.
This should not be happening. Imagine if Russia, using a Russian satellite, fired cluster munitions on a Florida beach.
Imagine the outrage if a Russian missile with cluster munitions guided by a Russian satellite would kill Americans on Miami Beach. That's what Biden just did to Russia. Every American must understand that Joe Biden is gambling with American lives. Russia is a nuclear power. People who think that the momentous risks evident from this tweet are worth it, all to keep a futile and pointless war going over who rules a few provinces in eastern Ukraine, have completely lost any sense of Russia.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and end it with that. But Moscow has summoned the U.S. ambassador that's over there and wants to start talking. So hopefully, it's just a bunch of blah 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 back and forth with the two countries, because a lot of times it's who's talking more in the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think hopefully that's what it's going to turn out to be, but they already know that United States is involved in intelligence and stuff like that, and just like when Syria, some of the stuff was going on in Syria, we already knew Russia was involved with their intelligence, relaying it to the Syrians and stuff. It's what it is. It's it's a game. Who looks better? Who looks worse in the media?
Mm-hmm.
Our next one here, our next story here is
Mm-hmm.
oh, and it didn't switch over. Dang it! I hate when it does that. Okay, we have to remove it and add it in again. Oh, share. Hate. I have to keep doing this over and over again. Okay. Desperate Biden camp post cheap fake of Biden versus Trump at the same Philly venue. Now you can see the picture here below, and this is what he tries to say. We're doing better than you, type of thing. But there's a lot of pictures that come out after that showing the truth behind this. I don't know if it doesn't show, but let me get to the Twitter. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I have to stop at share screen. Where is the Twitter one?
Twitter, Ryan.
There we go.
There we go.
Here you see the image of a curtain.
Mm-hmm.
So they crammed everybody into a corner of the stadium or wherever it's at to make it look like there was more people, and then they photoshopped the curtain to be not there in the original picture, and then you can see down here there's this is the difference.
Yep.
This is the and they do say Obama and Biden one here, and then here's the Trump one. There's no curtain here. It shows actual people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
it's so stupid.
It won't go back.
I think I just got boxed in on my street.
There we go. Yeah, this is an original. This is the doctored image on this side. And this is the Trump one on this side. But what they don't show on the Trump one is when you pan around, there is a ton of people sitting right there. They did have a video of this, and it's gone already. Oh well. Um, it I mean, it's just the games that they do play, all about who's better and who's doing better and who's doing worse and all that stuff.
Yep.
Hey, Heroic, how you doing? Yes, they're very desperate to where they use edited stuff that is
Get
a
away.
lie, and they get caught in it. Where you can see there's somebody up in the balcony taking pictures of most of the stadium is empty. They have a curtain up.
Yeah, it's all empty. This dog.
Now I talked about this. Oh, where did that other story go? Here, let me go find it real quick. It's a story. Oh, okay. And this is What Life sent this to me. Let me see if I can bring this up. Share. There it is. Nurses in Oregon take to the picket lines, demanding better staffing, higher pay. Hey, behave. And more than 3,000 nurses at 6 Oregon hospitals spent the second day on the picket lines Wednesday. I know it's a little bit late, but it's still good news because it's not like out there. It's one of those news articles that they hide under all that other junk.
Yeah.
And again, they're carrying signs that's patience over profit, and saying that about the hospitals is kind of funny because it's all about profit. It has nothing to do about the patients. I mean, even some of the hospitals you go to are low grade. Just a couple aspirins are $12. How
Oh yeah.
How do they charge that much for an aspirin?
Yep. It costs less for some of the medications that's given to animals when they go to the veterinarians. That's the same stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't even want to get started on the vet.
No, I know.
Stuff.
No. Yeah, that's horrible. But some of the same medications is just under different names.
Yeah.
It costs less to give it to an animal, which we would give them a regular dose, like an adult dose.
Yeah.
For certain size animals, and it costs less money for them to get an aspirin than it does compared to us to get an aspirin in the hospital. It's stupid. Ridiculous.
Hey Lee, how you doing? And
hope you guys doing good.
This you're gonna start seeing a lot more of this because everything is going up, and you don't have the price, the pay and everything to cover cost anymore. So you're going to start seeing a lot of this where did my other one?
I got to mute because we got the tree service that came and did our tree. They're doing somebody's down the street. Unless they're coming here to do ours unexpectedly, then I'll be like, hey, come on, do them. But they're doing somebody down the street and they're packing all their trucks right here. So I'm going to mute off and on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll mute
some
now.
of these are not showing up on my thing here. Well, we'll go straight to this one, and I brought this one up here. On 101s about a Georgia judge being arrested. And now the body cam footage came out because, you know, there was a lot of talk about, you know, the cop doing stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing and all this stuff. So it kind of grew in attention of the media. Now that the actual body cam has been released, it moralized from her, and there's been more charges added on because of, you know, if she would have just took the charges that were given to her, and she did assault the officer. I'm not going to show that because YouTube won't like it. But in the body cam, they do ask for her ID and stuff. Says that way we can get you to the jail and get you processed, and you'd be on your way. So she didn't want to give that, and that's against the law. Once you've been arrested, you have to give them your, you have to tell them who you are and whatnot.
Yep. No matter who you are.
Yep.
See, the teenager comes out of her.
Yep. And here's her fancy mug shot. They always got to do the mug shots.
She looks like a scrap.
Yeah, and again, this altercation happened when in outside of Atlanta, which is pretty much Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just a normal altercation with some other people. They would have just, you be respectful, and it probably could have just got away with it and stuff. Yep.
She lost her wig. That was funny. Yeah.
Again, you can go to Gateway Pundit and watch the video. I can't show it on YouTube, but it's a good one. Yeah, let's see if I can get this one to pop up here. Oh, there we go. And it's actually showing now.
Yay.
And there's one of these lovely stories here. Ontario court awards transgender. It's actually a male. $35,000 after a woman's salon refuses to do a male waxing service that they don't do.
Oh my goodness. See, they cry.
Hey Eric.
Hey, how you doing?
Canadian transgender biological male was awarded $35,000 from Ontario Tribunal. I can't even talk. After women's salon refused male waxing service. Yeah, and this happened like 6 years ago. The owner of the salon insisted he didn't have a staff member trained to provide male waxing service, so they didn't offer it. You have the parts,
yeah,
and they don't offer it because they don't, nobody does it, and they still get money for it.
Hey Josh.
It is Canada though.
Jennifer said, I'm glad I moved out of Ontario. Good morning, Dick Deepa.
Yeah, good morning, Josh. TH2.
I'm gonna mute again because they're
All the rest.
Hey, Chris.
Chris Pyatt.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a shame because you know darn well that the judge awarded this because he or she, I don't know who the judge was. I'm sure it says down here. And evidently this has happened quite a bit by this one person, going almost door to door to these businesses and trying to get it's a way to make money. And sorry about the language and everything, but in 2019, trans activists, and I guess that's who it is, sued several business owners in British Columbia after the salon refused to wax her balls. Here's a lovely picture of this. First of all, I don't know how these there's a lot of women that do this kind of work. I don't know how they would do it anyway, but yeah. I mean, if you go to a place that don't wax men, and you come in with male parts, even though you call yourself a woman, it's still the same thing. If they don't wax men, then don't go there. Oh.
Right. What does every business have to have a sign saying this is what we do and this is what we don't do? So sorry, we can't offer you services if we don't have what we want on the menu, what you want on the menu.
Yeah, they don't have they have signs up there saying they don't I'm trying to almost said service men, but they don't wax men. I can understand why, because there's going to be men to come in to do that, to get waxed just to,
And I love the title in parentheses, bio male. Can you hear those trucks? Are they too loud?
No, I don't hear them.
Okay. I think it's the wood chipper that's right out in front of my house because it's somebody at the end of the street. So it's going to be fun even if I'm in the house.
And I'm trying to, let me go ahead and go to the next one here. Let me get rid of that one. Let's go ahead and go to the story about spacecraft debris falling from the sky. That's always a good segment to go to. Yeah, see that's the thing. That's why they don't do that, because yeah, I completely understand why they wouldn't have that service. And yeah.
Okay. When I took massage therapy school, you learn not to touch other people's privates because it's a big no-no and a big lawsuit. It's a huge lawsuit you could get because if you injured the person by accident, I could just imagine the warmth of the wax on the soft ball sack would just quite burn. Then there's a higher chance of a bigger lawsuit than what.
Well, that's what I'm saying is for a salon person, I don't know what they call a waxer person, but
I don't know.
The fact that they would have to remove the hair from a certain spot would be very uncomfortable for the person doing the work.
Why would they try to have their friend help them?
They have to, touch parts.
Mm-hmm. And it's against the law to do that.
And the fact that this person is doing this in multiple salons, it has nothing to do with, I dress up as a woman, I'm this, or any of that. It's all about money.
It's all about the money. Yep.
It has nothing to do with any of that other stuff. and the fact that somebody sits there and supports that person in pressuring judges to vote one way or another.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who's getting tree service done.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh.
$6 or 6 million?
Oh, 6,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they wonder why when you go to these places that the prices are so high, because they have to pay for all that insurance and everything.
Jeff. Never thought I would see Bushcraft blush while talking about a subject.
This is our next one. Spacecraft debris falls in populated areas, and again, this is Chinese French satellite. That is no more. It's parts all over the place. Let me find the video here. I'll go ahead and mute it. And this is actual. You can let me pause it right here. Actually, pretty good piece of whatever it is falling down from the sky. First thing that catches my mind is right here. Why is the smoke a yellow color? If it's falling from space, shouldn't it, it's hitting our oxygen, shouldn't it be a certain color, the normal gray, black smoke? But this is a bright yellow smoke. So what is up with this spacecraft that is falling down?
What's coming out of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. Now, if this is fuel from a rocket, I could understand some of it. But if you ever watch some of those launches and stuff, there's a right when the solid rockets are igniting, there is a yellow smoke that comes out of this. So I'm wondering if it's something like that. And yes, it's totally something chemical.
Yeah.
Something chemicals in that. So I don't know what it was or anything. There's very, little bit of information on that. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's definitely something chemical wise, because that's the only way it would change.
Yeah.
Colors is the chemical compounds with the oxygen. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be an X-ray telescope. Yeah. Me bring up the launch. Hopefully it'll actually show up. For some reason, StreamYard is being real finicky today with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me make that bigger.
There we go.
See, there's that yellow smoke.
Yeah, it usually puffs out yellow at first, and then it turns white as it goes up. Yeah.
Once it ignites, and then the smoke, that chemical gets burned up. It goes into the clouds. But that was the launch of it. I don't know. what part of it? Yeah, it could be. But like I said, they said that it was a X-ray satellite. So all depending, and they have, you know, all the parts of the payload. The satellite was the satellite itself was 930 kilograms. I don't think it was kilograms. Whatever the thing is over there, whatever the metric thing they go with. And the payload was 450 itself to get it up there. And they're really not saying too much on it, other than, you know, that debris came down all over the place. Now let me see if I can find this one story. Here it is.
I'll be right back.
Oh man, we'll put this over here. And this here is, you know, this is your Bidenomics. Oh, come on, did you put it there? Okay, yep, I got the right one. This is you know, when all the talk was going on about the $20 an hour pay for minimum or McDonald's and fast food restaurant workers, and everybody says, "Oh, it's going to be good," you know, but they're going to start being closed in all these places because they can't afford it. They can't afford to pay employees and, you know, rent and all that other stuff. And so all these fast food places are closing. And here in San Francisco, forced to close after 30 years. And again, this is one of those things where, oh, we'll just raise we'll raise the minimum wage way up and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's shutting, closing doors down, even of old food chain stores.
And either they raise the price so dang high on the stuff in California for a Big Mac, which it's going to happen anyway, because if they have to, if they raise minimum wage that far, that fast, there's going to be a gap in there to where either the business goes out of business or they raise the price so high that they're not going to be having anybody come in because nobody's going to afford it. If you work at a fast food company, you can you have enough money to shop there, but other than that, no, you don't.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and it's and their rent, sky high property taxes, mall fees, you name it, they can't afford it. And this is just the beginning. This is one of the first ones that's been around, and you sit there and look at that, and it looks like a really nice area.
Yep, it does. It looks like a busy corner too.
Yeah, but they can't afford it.
It's because it's a high end, like the rent's higher because it's a busy area.
Insurance goes through the roof.
Yep.
I mean, look at your insurance and stuff. It's gone through the roof. Car insurance, health insurance, all that stuff. But yet, what was that? We don't have enough pay to make up for all that. Everything's going up with inflation and everything, but we're not getting anything.
Yeah, it's like a
And
little strip mall corner.
on disability, and they say what we are going to be getting for a raise is 1.2% or 1.4 or 1.7, something like that, for the upcoming year. I'm like, how can they do that?
That's like
it's
$30, I think. Not even.
Since the raise that we got at the beginning of the year, which the cost of living, they said it was 2.7, I think, for last year.
Yep.
Is
go down this year.
In the first month, it went skyrocketing way past that. And we have to go a whole year before they raise it. They usually don't give you a raise for cost of living through the whole year. So we have to try to make ends meet on something that we just can't afford.
Right. Because being on disability, you're only allowed to make as much as you get each month.
Yeah.
From disability. So say if you got like $1,200 a month, you can only make an extra $1,200 a month, which is still not enough to live.
Yeah.
Off of $2,200, $2,400, you know, that's nothing.
Yeah, well, it depends on the doctors. I know some doctors that make a lot more than they should. When I went into the hospital for infection, they never did figure out what it was, but they were I was talking with the nurses, and they were telling me how much the doctor that they called in, because the hospital here didn't have enough doctors, so they had to hire doctors to come in and do their work. And she was making like $100 and some an hour, and didn't know what she was doing. The nurses had to stop her from doing tests and all kinds of other stuff. I'm glad that, you know, I had good nurses, because the doctor was, they actually made her stay in the break room. That's how bad the doctor was.
Sometimes the nurses are better than the doctors. Well,
oh yeah.
About 90% of the time. It's very rare that you get good doctors and nurses at the same time.
Hey Jake, how's it going this morning?
Hey Nanya. And Harvest Merry Moon.
Let me find this here story. Let me go ahead and stop this one.
Yeah, no, that was Lee. That was an example. Like you say, if you make $1,200 a month from Social Security, you can work part-time and make no more than that same amount each month. So total, you could get $2,400 a month, one from working and one from Social Security. But if you go if you go over that amount that you make each month while working, then they deduct it out of your Social Security check.
And I've made this statement here about down the road, this lady with I don't know, 4 or 5 kids. She gets a lot of money every month, and the $7K plus in food stamps. And like you'll go down there, there'll be people because they leave all their stuff on their yard, their bicycles and
it's trashy
toys and whatever. They get stolen. She goes buys more because she has all that money.
Yep.
And there are people that actually need, you know, help.
Yeah.
And there are people on disability and whatnot that actually need that. And there
Yep.
are a lot of people that take advantage of it, though.
And she's one that abuses the system.
Oh yeah,
Very much so. Yeah.
and the thing is, it's at one point it's like I don't blame her. Just like when Trump says, when Hillary tried to trip him up and say, "Well, you use those loopholes and stuff," and he said, "Yes, I do, and so does every other person in New York use those loopholes."
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that needs to change. And is it should we be blaming her, or should we be blaming the people who manage that money? You know,
It's
and
a
I
little
think
bit of
that
both.
has a lot to do with it.
I think it's a little bit of both because
Yeah.
she's taking advantage of the system
Mhm.
and get them all again. Okay, Lee. Yeah, no, when you're on Social Security, when you retire for Social Security, then you can work up to 20 hours a week, but you still it's still the same thing. You can only make so much money. Social Security and disability, they're the same thing. You're on the federal system, kind of, sort of, but just one's retirement and one's not. But the rules are pretty similar.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, our next story here, and you're going to see a trend. I don't know if I'll get to the other story, but FBI, and I can't believe I just said that, but seeks suspects behind New York fires, and it's climate change, and irritates me they still call them protesters. When you see this here fire right here, that's not a protest.
No,
That's something else that I can't say.
Yeah.
It starts with a T.
Yep.
Yeah, eco tea.
Yep. And yeah, when you have groups that are protesting and anything turns to violence or destruction of property, yeah, that's to me, if you're trying to get people to look at your whatever, the climate, or it could be protesting chocolate eggs or something, when it turns to violence or turns to people getting hurt, property getting hurt, it diminishes what you're trying to do. That's like them, the people sitting in the road and strapping themselves together and not letting traffic go. That right there is not a protest, because if there's an ambulance that's got to get through there, or there's a organ donor that there's a heart that has to get there. There's many things that could go wrong. People are sitting in a car and don't have air conditioning, they pass out. There's many things that diminishes what they're trying to do. It has nothing to do with what they're protesting. It's to do with them, and that's what it is. Yep. Yeah, there's a woman that was stuck behind that was pregnant.
See what Harvest Mary Moon said. Destruction in the dictionary meaning is no protest, not protest.
Yeah.
We don't. A lot of people don't know what the dictionary is anymore.
No, it's and there's a lot of people use Google, which I'm not dissing Google. because I'm on one of their platforms right now. But there's a thing right now on Google. If you ask it a question at the very top, it's AI answering the question. It's AI's interpretation of that question. So if you ask it a question, it may not be true a reply that means what you're asking it, because you can be asking it, is this medication okay to take with grapefruit? And it tells you a story about grapefruit or something, saying it's okay, because it's AI. And people are actually relying on that first post that comes up as truth. And people are mixing the two up. You got to keep scrolling down, and half the stuff that you get on the first search and stuff may not be true.
Almost like it's an opinion, you know?
Yeah, it's
not a fact.
Right.
And it's what the AI thinks about it, and sometimes it's like way off. And I tried to come up with some weird questions that some people would ask, and some of the little stories that came up with. And another thing is, if you search about asking a question about something you read in the Bible or something, AI interprets the Bible. It's scary. I'll just leave it at that. It's scary. So that's my 2 cents about the AI thing. There was another story on here. Police tackle a climate change protester. Again, they're using the word protester on all these climate change things when they commit violence. I'll put it that way. And I can't show this because YouTube, but this happened on the PGA championship of something, and these people came out assaulting some golfers, some caddies, and whatnot, and holding their climate change little signs up and everything. Again, that's not a protest, and I hate the news that's always putting that label on them. A protest is when you stand there with a sign shouting something and being respectful and letting people know that there's people that's not for whatever cause it is, or marching down the street legally, and that's it. No burning of houses or beating up of citizens and whatnot. Let me go ahead and close this out. I think I had another one here. I think that's pretty much it. A lot of people are, I know it kind of seems weird, but demanding that Biden get tested for enhancement drug before the debate.
Yeah.
Do you think that's even going to happen?
Hell no.
Nope. And again, I don't know. I may click on it and see maybe 5-10 minutes in or something, but it could be.
I think it's all a show.
That's why I said I probably won't. Like I said, I'll maybe go and click on it and check out 5-10 minutes until it disgusts me, and then I'll close it and not think about it. But I probably won't watch it, more than likely, because and most of the time, I said this on 101s. Most of the time, people don't know what the heck they were talking about in the first place.
Right.
Like when the vice presidents were going off and going back and forth and whatnot, nobody knew anything the vice presidents were talking about, except for that fly that was on Doofus's head. That's the only thing that they. That fly had more views than the debate.
And not only that, but our current vice president, we still don't know what they're trying to say. So that's just
true.
What do they call that? One of her salads.
Well, it took her like 8 months to find the border, didn't it?
Yeah. And then she only got within 100 miles of it. So
it's over here somewhere. I wonder if she actually thinks that there's a painted line.
Probably.
Well, a lot of people actually think that, like the Trump wall, that's where the border is. Technically, it's past that, where the actual border is.
Right.
Because
you need
can't actually place stuff on the border.
Right.
Oh, and there's a lot of fishy stuff going on in Mexico. I'll just leave it at that. Somebody that was running for president is no more. The mayor, multiple mayors are disappeared. There's a lot of cleaning house, I guess you would call it, or putting other people in office that are controlled. I don't know how you would.
It's called the cartel.
Yeah, there's a lot of fishiness going on, and
Sure,
I don't know if it's they got rid of all these people that are over here, and what is it? Arizona and other states are allowing illegals to vote without ID or anything.
Yeah. Well, they just figure they're going to follow what everyone did in the last election. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you got people that are 20 years old dead and they're voting. So, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's every day that certain things are uncovered, that certain graveyards, the people who are in them have voted multiple times throughout the years.
Yep.
One of them says, "I've been voting since 1900."
Why is this still going on? If they're finding this, why is it still going on? It's because both sides are still using it.
Yep. Exactly. They haven't gotten rid of it. It's been gotten rid of. They haven't gotten rid of it completely. They're still using it.
They all drink from the same trough. All of them.
Yep.
I thought that was the good wishing water well.
I think that's it over there. But I will probably see you guys tonight. My normal Monday night live. I'm not entirely sure what the subject's going to be about yet.
Oh no!
I'm still trying to catch up. Oh, hey there, Nancy. You'll have to go back and rewatch the live, but we're getting ready to close her down. Crazy, are you going live today?
I might. I think I only have like an hour and a half left anyway. I might as well use it up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll go tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow might be better. Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and close her down, and if I don't see you tonight, I'll see you tomorrow morning. He just got out of bed. Yeah, I want to try to keep these at that hour mark, and
yeah,
we'll see for that. And it would be real nice if there wasn't any news that we had to talk about.
Right.
But
oh yeah.
Yeah. And again, I want to thank the people over on Twitter or X Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that are watching. I'm actually starting to get a little people watching from over there.
Oh.
But again, I'll see you later tonight, 7:00, and thanks again for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. If I go live, y'all see me. If not, then it'll